Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Garth Farms. Today we have got this lovely piece of kit, decent sized cultivator, and we're going to get that field cultivated. There was a harvest contract I was going to pick up, but annoyingly it seemed to just fail itself as soon as I took it. Plan is though, we're going to get that done and we're going to start selling off some of the silage because we don't need it, not really. What we do need though is to get the grass fields cut again. So it would make sense to empty out the silo so that we can do that. I'm going to stick this on 3. As you can already tell, this is going to end up being time-lapse territory. But at some point, what I will do is I will actually put this guy onto a worker. No, I want you to pick that one. There we go. Yes, at some point we're going to stick this onto a worker so that we can then crack on with the silage. We don't want to spend all episode just doing this cultivating. That is rather boring, even on time-lapse. So yeah, we will be doing something else afterwards. So I have seen that there are now another couple of videos from Map Tools for Rod Martin, which is really good news because it means that Martin is getting the publicity that he deserves. So I am very happy about that. Farmer Sim did a video and Elite also did a video as well. So check those out and definitely check out the map as well. I did update my video to put a link to the map because it wasn't published when the video went out, and it has now been updated to include a link. So that's always good. Now you can actually get access to the game, to the map even. If you don't have access to the game, there's no point in having a map. So get the game first, then get the map. But anyway, I'm rambling already, and it's been 2 minutes apparently. That's a good start, rambling after 2 minutes. So as you can see, there is plenty to do. This is a decent sized cultivator, luckily. But this field is not going to be so quick. It is December. We are due snow. It's not really the right time of year to be cutting the grass. I technically can, but it's just super unrealistic, so we're not going to do that. But I do want to get the bunker a little bit more empty. I also would very much like to start making some TMR, but TMR will not be this episode. We'll keep that for a future episode, I think, when there is nothing to do. I was actually tempted to skip this day just because winter tends to be not much going on, but as we had this contract pop up, I thought, well, we may as well actually do the day. If there's nothing in the 2nd of December, then we will definitely skip that, and if the snow puts a halt to today, we will have to jump to tomorrow. Let's hope it doesn't. So we need to see if we can get this all done before the snow comes. In terms of the silage, I don't want to load it up by hand. It just takes way too long. The bucket we've got for the John Deere, it's just really small. So instead of buying a new piece of equipment, which I don't want to do, I just paid the monthly finance costs on a lot of the equipment this morning, so I would like to instead lease a belt. That would be the best way of doing this, I think. Get a belt leased and then we can get things sorted. That's my thinking anyway. Maybe we'll get one of those awesome kind of front-loaded belts, which I am a massive fan of, Now, front-loaded belt is definitely not the right name. It's like a picker-upper. That's probably the more technical name. Picker-upper. So you stick it on the front of the tractor, and it will suck up everything in front of it, and then it will spit it back out with an auger wagon. That will work very well for picking up silage. I have done it before that way. That might be the best way of going. We've got, I think, about 165,000 litres. Oh, come on. Saving now? Yeah, 164,000. We've also got 203,000 litres of hay. That's quite a lot. So, yeah. Selling some silage would help. Definitely. Because we will be able to make more. We've got so much hay now that actually we don't need to make hay next time, so all 3 grass fields will be used to make silage. We also have those grass bales, which I can wrap in the future, but I was hoping to get a bale wrapping contract, and then I can use the bale wrapper of the bale wrapping contract to do the wrapping of our own bales. That would be a much better plan. But so far, no bale wrapping contracts. Have to say I haven't been looking though. We have been busy doing other stuff. The cows are doing very well. I did actually buy a new cow this morning because there was a Hereford available. So we've now got Earl, Unity, who is pregnant, Spotty Maggie, pregnant, Whisper, pregnant, Jody, pregnant, Uma, not pregnant yet, and Mulisa. That's a brilliant name. Mulisa, she's not pregnant because she's too young. Mulisa I bought this morning. And I didn't choose the name. That is not a random name. That is the name she had in the dealership. Such a good name for a cow. Mulisa. Or Mulissa. I think it probably is. I think someone had a lot of fun when they made that name. This is not going as badly as I thought it would. I thought this was going to be a much longer job, but it seems to be going pretty well. I mean, I'm still not going to do the whole job on camera, but it doesn't seem to be going so badly. So yes, let's have a look while we're here, while this guy's rolling down. What have we got for, what would it be? Belts. So that would be 5 plus 38, so 43,000, or that would be 65, and it does it on its own. The belt system is cheaper, I have to say. It's a bit more of a pain because we have to do 2 trips, but if I time it right, then I can actually use this tractor and stick it on follow me, and I can get both back at once. No, I can't do that. No, with the unless I turn the traffic off, because otherwise the follow me will just keep smashing into traffic. So I will have to do it in 2 trips. That's a bit annoying. I'm hoping though that with this silage, and maybe some of the hay if we sell some of that off as well, we will get a good amount of money. In fact, silage is above maximum price at the moment. Hay as well is almost at maximum. It hits maximum in January. So if we've got 60,000 in silage, I don't want to sell it all. 60,000 in silage is a pretty good amount, considering it was from 3 fields that I've never worked on before. This might be better than I thought it would be. Maybe. Now there are some new videos going around. One popped up for me the other day about a new farming game. And I've completely forgotten what the name is. But it's made by a single well, it's made by a very small development team, and it looks, I was going to say it looks really good, but actually the videos that I've seen all have AI used to generate the graphics. There is no gameplay footage yet. At the moment they are in very, very early development. So they have a big plan, but it's very early on. There's still road mapping. But this is good news, because even if the game is not as good as Farming Simulator, even if it never comes out, it is competition, and Farming Simulator has never really had competition. So yes, each version of Farming Simulator improves. Yes, the DLC this year in the Year 1 pass has, for me, all been great, which hasn't always happened in previous years. And yes, I do think Giants are doing a good job, but competition means that they have to push their game, because otherwise people will start buying another game instead. So it kind of pushes them to do more, which is not a bad thing. Competition is... oh, there's sayings about this, something like competition breeds creativity or something like that. I don't know. But what I do know is that one of the greatest business competitions in the world, one of, before somebody comes and says, there's this one, there's this one. I know, there's lots of them. But one of the biggest ones, of course, is Airbus versus Boeing. And because of the competition, the two are constantly competing to come up with new solutions. Not just make it cheaper, but make it maybe more expensive, but much, much better. And they're constantly innovating. So if Farming Simulator have a real competitor, then that would be really good, because I've tried, I don't know, 3 or 4 farming games that aren't Farming Simulator, and none of them ever holds up. The closest was Cattle and Crops, but unfortunately Cattle and Crops just, it seemed, I don't know what the full story is. I know that they stopped and they made it all open source, but it seemed like they bit off a bit more than they could chew. They were doing so well though, that's the scary thing, that they were doing so well and still failed. Which is why I'm not holding out too much hope for a new game. But it would be really good if there was a new game, so that it kind of pushes Giants forward a little bit. But I need a sip of tea. There you go, lovely. Starting to get colder here as well, not just in game. In game it's 9 degrees. The thermostat on my heating system is outside, and it's still insisting to me that it's 13 degrees. It is not 13 degrees outside at the moment, and it's not 13 degrees inside the house. So it has started cooling down. I'm quite impressed that it's 9 degrees in December on this map. Then again, Sub-Zero is usually just after Christmas, isn't it? So maybe that's real. Maybe. This video is now 15 minutes, almost, of me randomly waffling. This is why I've done live streams, but I don't know how I do it, and I definitely don't know how people who do it regularly. How do they keep talking? What do you talk about? Even worse is Flight Sim. I love Flight Sim, I do it all the time, but what do people talk about on Flight Sim streams? Because nothing is happening in the game. You take off, the plane starts flying, What is there to discuss? At least here I can stop now, and I can go and do another job. Flying? Nope, nothing. Can't change anything. Just gotta live with it. It amazes me. Right. I think we'll do one more. We'll get ourselves to 50%, and then I will hand it over to a worker. And I will pray that the worker continues from where I was. If not, I will not be happy. I could do courseplay, but I don't really want to do courseplay. I suppose I could. Courseplay is sometimes a bit fiddly though. When you try to... I think it's better. If I'm using steering assist, which I am right now, I think it's better if I use the game's AI worker. That will work better. It will kind of hand over to itself a little bit better, I think. If I'm using courseplay, it could be that he wants to do half of this row that we're doing now, but not the other half. So that would be a bit annoying. We are almost at 50% though, so let's get this guy picked up. Now, let me get the worker set up to also have 3 rows. And can I get him to successfully start work by here? Let's see what he does. He's thinking about it. Oh, brilliant. He's off. So, that means we need to get up to the shop and get these 2 silage bits. No, belts. Belts is what I'm talking about. I need belts. It's very handy having this track here, even if it is incredibly bumpy. It does look though like we're going to be able to get the job done, the contract, before the snow comes, which is great news. So, oh, I'm running out of fuel as well. I am going to have to refuel when I get back. That's the wrong side of the road. And I'm yawning, I apologise. I've been up earlier than usual every day this week, so I can go to work a bit earlier. Hasn't worked. I've hit really bad traffic every day. That has meant I haven't got in as early as I wanted. Yes, yes, I know. You want fuel, you're a thirsty girl. A thirsty deer. We will fill you. It's not that turning. I always make that mistake. It is here. Okay. So, let's stop by there. Engine off. Let's be good and not let the fuel burn off. Burn off? What am I on about? Right, you, lease. 255, great. And then we want you. 1938. Yeah, we're going to make this in terms of the money. We're going to make this back. So that's not such a big deal. Where is the pickup point? It is down at this end. That's good news. And hook. Oh, my steering wheel. What is it? It's sometimes it happens on certain maps and not on others. Or maybe it happens on all of them and I'm just not paying attention. Right. That's snow. Oh no. That's better. That's better. So the steering wheel, sometimes when I attach to equipment, the steering wheel just loses all resistance. I don't know why. It's like, it just, because I think it's got a spring, but I don't think it's a real spring. I think it's an electromagnetic one. If that makes any sense whatsoever. It doesn't. I said it, and I don't even, in my own head, think it makes sense. What I mean is I think it's an electric current that produces a resistance. And I'm trying to remember, what the dickens is going on there? Have they stopped now? That was completely mad. They were all flying. Oh, they've stopped doing it now. That was nuts. They were all taking off. So, we'll get this guy back. And then I think I'll jump cut to get the other one. I'll refuel quickly before I go though. I'm going to need to buy more fuel as well. We are starting to run out. Okie. So bring you down here. So that's the lovely wood trailer, which I need to fix that. So I'm going to put you like that. And then I'm going to go and get the other one. First I'm going to refuel. So I will see you in a minute when I've got the second one of those belts. Okay, I've got the belt. And I've just hooked up to the trailer, and I remembered I filled this with silage, ready for when we wanted to sell it. And then, like an idiot, I forgot that it was full. So, we'll hook this up. There we go. And now... Oh, no, not like that, not like that. Now, I think, if I remember right, I have to... No, I can't fold that one. I can fold this one? Yes, I can. And then, how do we lift it? Like that. Now, I don't need to turn it on yet. Which one of these makes it go out a little bit more? I knew that was going to happen. Where is it? Left button. Where is it? Where's the thing for the left button? Open HUD with mouse. There we go. Right, get rid of that. There should be. There we go. That's better. Don't want it to go too far, but we need it far enough. So, as we've got a full trailer, we need to get rid of the full trailer first. Where are we taking this silage to? So, best price, 367. Valley Market is the highest. Where is Valley Market? Valley Market is... These ones don't flash. Why do they not flash? It's just up there. That is absolutely perfect. So we actually have more silage than I thought we did, because we've already got 16,500 in here. Why is he telling me I can dump silage? Where do you want me to dump it? Ah, the cows. The cows. He wanted me to dump it into the cows. They don't need it. They've got enough food at the moment. Well, thank you for waiting for me, because I did just wildly pull out without checking. And the snow is falling still. This trailer is fairly heavy, I have to say. But at least we're not going far. I mean, I could, technically, drive through the hedges to make this a little bit quicker, but I don't want to do that. It feels far too much like cheating. So, Valley Market. We will go in here, so we can take the scenic route, and partly so that we can get off the road. No, we don't want to drop you there. You're not worth as much. your friends just by here are willing to pay us more, so that's where we're going to sell it. So, oh yes, it's a bottom unload, I forgot that. The money is going up fairly quickly. I'm not unhappy with that, I have to say. Come on, how much? How much for a full trailer? 6,000 plus an environmental score. That's pretty good. So just over 6,000 for each load. What are you maniacs doing? For some reason there's a roadblock. Let's get back and get this filling. We've got 16,500 we can take in the trailer, and about 165,000. Basically we've got 10 loads. If I take 8 loads, no, we'll take 7, but we're not going to take all 7 today. It would just take too long. So, but we'll take 7 in total. And that should then work quite well. That would leave me about 50,000, just less than 50,000. So, which one is it to uncover? Not that one. That one? There we go. Of course, I do have to turn the machine on as well. So let's get out. Let's turn this guy on. And he should now, hopefully, start pulling stuff out. Why not? Why are you not doing that? Oh. No, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. I think something odd is going on here, but I could not tell you what. Let's try. Let's disconnect, because I'm certain I can jump into here. Yes. Yeah, there we go. Now he will start filling. Now if I connect, wrong one. This is now turning into a tutorial of how not to connect belts. So now... but now there's nothing underneath. Okay, that makes sense. Get you under. There we go, fantastic. So, screenshot time here. Right, we are now loaded, so let's get over there. Put the lid on. The lid? Cover, not lid. I suppose it is a lid, in a way. A lid is a cover is a lid. A lid probably isn't a cover, I guess. There we go. Random, weird English lessons that probably aren't even correct anyway. Which is ironic, because this is a Welsh map. But it is in an area where people speak English. Martin might not be happy with me for saying that, but it's true. Pretty much everyone speaks English in South Wales. I do know some people who speak Welsh, but not very many of them. So, in here again. The cultivator is almost done, which is good, because that's 6,500, I think. A tidy sum. Right, and then start tipping again. This is the only thing with the bottom unloading trailer. It does take quite a while to empty. But it is very, very cheap. So can't really complain. And how much have we got left on our maintenance? Not maintenance, the other one. So on here, 22, 65, 7, 82 on the quadrant. Wow. 82 on the quadrant. What's the quadrant? Isn't that the baler? Wow. I didn't buy the super cheap one. That's true, I remember not buying the super cheap one. 903 in leasing costs. That must be for the belts. That's not good news. That's the only problem with using the belts. They take a while to unload, and I've got the increased machinery hours mod on. That's not going to help us. Right, he is about to do the last headland by the looks of it, which means we can get one more load done, and then I think we're going to be done for the day. Interesting, the snow is still coming down. I thought it had stopped. Oops. Oh, fiddlesticks. Now, while the belts were unloading, I did have to pause and go and have the great fun of trying to feed a cat some pills. One of my cats will take medicine with no issues. The other one, he hates it. He's on long-term medication and he despises pills. But he's on long-term medication, and we've just had to start giving him antibiotics for a couple of days as well. So he hates it even more. Why have you guys stopped? Is the question. You turned off. Why? It's better. Okay. He should be emptying. He is emptying. Good. Good, good, good. Full again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. And I want to turn the engine off. It looks like it already is off. Because I want to try and keep those hours down. So put the cover on, not the lid. Oh, fiddlesticks. I know why he's doing that. He has been emptying silage into there. For goodness sake. We don't want to do that. So I've been accidentally emptying silage into the cows. Brilliant. Luckily I spotted it that time. It must have been doing it the whole time when I was selling just now. That's very frustrating. And once we've got this unloaded, there we go. I was just about to say, as soon as we've got this unloaded, the contract will finish, but the contract is done already. So, when this guy is unloading, we will collect on the contract. I was hoping I could stop the contract in time. Well, stop the worker so he didn't continue working, but at the moment I just want to get over to the sell point and get this sold. So, in here again, although it's looking busy. Oh, thank you. Don't think you wanted to let me in, but you did. Can we go this way? We can! That's much easier. So, get you selling. And while you're selling, luckily the cows will use the silage before the grass. So that at least is a good thing. What do I want to do? Contracts completed. We're going to get 8,942. That's not bad. We do have more cultivating contracts, but they are not a job for today. And that's now emptied as well. Great stuff. So that is going to be it for today. Yeah. We are going to pick up next time, probably with a little bit more silage selling. But as I said, I may skip through December the 2nd. It depends on the weather, and it depends, of course, on what there is to be done. If there's nothing to be done, yeah, we'll just skip a little bit of time. Go forward a day or two. Maybe until February. February, I think, would be kind of semi-realistic to start mowing the grass. Not ultra-realistic, but not so bad. But yes, the only problem is I can't end the video because I've just noticed that my keyboard software has gone askew. It does this sometimes, and I've got my shortcut for the end video transition there. So I will finish the video in a minute. May as well get this guy to refill while I'm here. There we go. I can then end the video. Thank you very much everyone for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye.